Now welcome to Happy Doggo Land. It's a wonderful sunny day here in Thailand and I'm going to take you around and meet some of the dogs that are here at the moment. Some of them that have just left, and really I wanted to talk about change in this video and how things are always changing. There's dogs who are sick. There's dogs who have just been born. We're going to meet 6 unbelievable puppies of Bowie's that are now 3 weeks old. They look like chunky teddy bears. They are just unbelievable. You're going to love them. Little Billy has left the land. There's some sick dogs. Anthony Hopkins is starting to make some progress. I want to talk to you about really juggling dogs and how many there are here and how complicated it is. But you'll meet some lovely ones along the way. We also have the builders in because it's monsoon season coming very soon here in Thailand, which means we're in for about a month or 6 weeks of insanely strong rain. So the builders are here preparing for that. First off, I'm going to talk to you about little Billy, who has started off on his journey to his forever home in Singapore. Now I called this Hope Avenue. I mean, it's just a stretch of the jungle, but we called it Hope Avenue for a reason. Dogs come down here very often with no hope, and that was Billy. He came here with brain damage. He'd been slashed across the face. He was 90% blind and he was an old dog and he didn't really have much hope. But that was 8 months ago. Yesterday, he left to go to Singapore. It was, I'm not going to lie, he's the one dog that, you know, in the early days when we brought him in, I was like, oh my God, what have we done here? There's no hope for this poor little fella. Like, I feared the worst. But he did 5 hospital trips. He got his sight back. His brain swelling went down. Billy yesterday went to Singapore. His little suitcase was packed. He had lots of fresh bandanas. He'd been groomed. He had his teeth cleaned. He's the 27th dog that we've had adopted out this year, and he's now off to Singapore. He's actually already reached Bangkok as I film this, and he'll be heading off to Singapore to his wonderful forever home. Now, just before I go and meet Leo Messi and give you an update on him, he's the dog who had his leg severed and we had to amputate it. Just before we do that, one thing that would help us massively is if you just hit the subscribe button. We have so many dogs here, and just seeing those subscribe buttons when I sit down at night puts a huge smile on my face because I know it spreads the word. So a like or a subscribe, whatever it is, thank you. But let's go and get Leo Messi and see how he's doing. This is one of the hard decisions that we have. His recovery is incredibly complicated. I wanted to explain that to you. Basically, his leg is cut halfway down, amputated. So the problem that he has now is he's using this stump here as nearly his new leg. So he's walking in a really unusual way and he's damaging himself. So there's a lot of decisions to be made. It's this other leg that basically Sybil and the vets are worried about. Because he's so young, he's putting all his pressure on this good leg. What will happen, they reckon, is all the pressure on that good leg is going to result in some major injuries as he gets older. Good news for Leo is we're looking at prosthetic options, fake legs, that he might be able to walk normally with on all 4. Another option is to a full amputation, which, you know, we'd rather not do for his health, but that is an option. It's just complicated by the fact that we're in Koh Samui, which is an island, and you know, the legs, those type of legs and 3D printing and stuff, some in Thailand, but mostly in America and Germany. Sybil says she wants to get him a Mercedes made or a Ferrari made 4th leg. Good news is Leo has a lovely man called Claude in America who paid for his operation. He has a tripod 3-legged deer, of all things. He has expressed a very serious interest in adopting Leo. So it's a lot of complications. I wish it was just like, you know, fix a leg and get him adopted out, but we're kind of in a holding process at the moment, testing different things out, healing him up. But Leo Messi's not going to die anymore. That's the most important, and he's ready for action. He loves his walks, although he gets tired very quickly, but he's doing very well. Now, I think the most important thing, the reason most people are probably watching this video, let's go and see Bowie and her puppies. Mayhem has developed because the puppies are now walking. Let's go check them out. Now you can see behind me there's a lot of building work going on here at the moment. That's very stressful because if you think maybe about dogs in your own house, if builders came in, very stressful, you know, they don't like new people coming into their surroundings. So we have builders here making a lovely new shelter for the rainy season, but it's causing mayhem. I'll show you the new shelter in a second, but first I want to go and see lovely Bowie, who's in here waiting for me. Hello Bowie, are you going to come up and see the puppies with me? There she is, the best mom there ever was. I'm going to let her go out for a walk. She has a break. And what I do then is I go and look after her puppies. So here goes Mum. Off you go, Mum. off on her little break. And I can go in and see what the puppies are up to. They're really growing like crazy at the moment. You're not going to believe this. This is number one. You can see that their eyes are open now, which is absolutely amazing. There are 5 girls and 1 boy. This is a girl. She looks just like Bowie, and possibly her dad Prince. That's still to be decided, or still to be investigated. But they're absolutely massive. If you look at the size of that, like he's bigger, she's bigger than my head. But their fur is changing every day. They're kind of got lovely little eyebrows. There's browns and whites and all sorts of colours in there. I want to find the biggest one. Oh, here, I think this is him. There's no doubt it is. No, that's the girl. Where? Oh, I see him. This is the biggest one. He's an absolute beast, this guy. Look at that. Look at that, the big chunk monster. He's a huge boy. Very, very well behaved so far, the puppies. But look at that. 21 days old, and he's the size of my arm. Absolutely insane. I'm going to go and show you the building work we've done now. We've built a new play area. There's so much happening here, as you can see, on a daily basis. It's just hard to kind of manage everything and keep all the dogs healthy and safe. But the play area is a big part of that, which is finishing today. We're putting the final touches to it. Let's go see it. Now, what I'm going to ask Megan to do, who edits the videos, is I'm going to ask her to put the drone footage in. I've got some of it from way back. This was the middle of the jungle. There was nothing here. I can't explain how barren it was. This is where Rusty and Sandy and Billy used to live. But you can see, if I walk down here, I don't want to get in the builder's way. You can see down here, if I look behind me, we've built a lovely new shelter. It's going to be ready this evening, actually, and the builders have been in here for 10 days. That's what's causing so much havoc about moving dogs around. But if you look at the old shelters, these are what we had, the little wooden ones, which are, you know, fantastic, but they were getting absolutely battered. If you look at the top of them, we had to patch them up, etc. So with the rainy season coming, we've been lucky enough to be able to start building this. So this is going to be a second shelter. It's like the one that Bowie's in with her puppies, and it just means that we can have 4 or 5, maybe 5 dogs up there comfortably in the rainy season, and that'll be their little home. I was actually thinking we should give them little names, the shelters. Like, I was going to call them after like parks. I was going to be like, this could be Phoenix Park, this, you know, this play area that is here, which is a park in Dublin. This one could be Hyde Park up there. I don't know. I need to give stuff names, because we're always like, oh, go down to the bottom, or the big player, the small player. Nobody knows what we're talking about. So if anybody's got ideas for names, it would be great. But this lovely shelter, with all its VIP features for dogs, it's designed with them for concrete and everything they love, will be ready tonight. And I'm so happy, because Rusty and Sandy will be coming in to test it. And I'll go up now and show you the other one, which is where the work is going to start next, where the soft gang are. Now I'm in here with the soft gang, little Candy, little Marshmallow. This is the second area of building that's just about to start. And what we're trying to prevent here is the rainy season is coming, and they already have a shelter, which is really nice. But if you look down at the ground, it's all like muck. We are in the middle of the jungle here. So there's actually 5 dogs in here. There's Candy, Marshmallow, Gloria, Phoenix, Faith. And because we've got so many dogs at the moment, they're actually sleeping in here. So they sleep in the little tunnels. We've got beds for them, everything. It is nice and cozy, but we can't, like, the muck is here, and it's like that will all just wash away. It's all going to just like, it's going to become terrible once the wet season comes. So you can see we've got all the concrete in. The builders are down behind me. That's the other play area, and they're going to come up here. Trying to give you a sense of the sort of, you know, it's not just sitting around petting dogs, but there's a lot of craziness goes on here, trying to keep them happy and keep the place looking good. I mean, we want, you know, it's about to get washed away. We don't want it to be filthy. The dogs get dirty. They get caught up in the rain, the muck, etc. So, bit of concrete, not easy to do, but once it's done, we'll be very happy. Now, obviously, with so much building work going on, so many sick dogs, we have a lot of them here in the little suites, which we call them. I'm going to pick one to go and visit. Oh, Mr. Anthony Hopkins is growling at me, so I'm not going to pick him. I'm going to go in and see lovely Coco. Hello, Coco. Coco is in here because it's nice and cool, and she's recovering. Oh, that's a good girl. She's had 2 operations to fix that prolapse on her, I'm going to say uterus, her lady bits. I'm not sure if it was her uterus, but she's had 2 operations. She's been resting for a couple of weeks, but she's nearly healed, which is fantastic. So there's about 7 or 8 dogs like this who are sick at the moment in here resting. Anthony! Leave her alone, Anthony. Anthony! Leave her alone. Just give her a bit of space, mister. Good girl, Bowie. Good girl. You had a lovely break, didn't you? Come on, we go back in and see the puppies. We go back in and see your puppies. Up to the puppies. There's your treats, look, for a good mum. One of the things that is really the biggest worry always for me is pack dynamics. You can see Anthony behind me. We just had a bit of an incident as I was filming actually. You don't know what goes on in a dog's head. He's new here, he loves it here, and he's got his safe place with his safe food for the first time in his life, and he's starting to feel a bit better. But there's 23 dogs here at the moment. He doesn't know where his place is, and that's really, really important. Dogs have a pecking order, and he's trying to establish his place. He's trying to figure out, is he a top dog, is he a medium dog? So what they had, it wasn't really a fight. He just sort of snarled at her and sort of guarded her, stood over her and said, I'm the boss. Bowie obviously backed down because she's a very gentle dog. But I've been trying to work that out. It's easy at the start because for 3-4 weeks Anthony Hopkins, actually a month, has been in his kennel and he's been relaxed because he was so sick and he was recovering. But now that he's feeling a bit better and he's getting stronger, he's starting to come out and explore and look around and trying to figure out, where's my place here? And that's fine if you've got one dog. Everybody, you know, who's got a dog at home will know that they have to find out their place. But I tell you what, when you've got 23 dogs and they're males and females and sick and unsterilised and sterilised, and some of them are friends, some of them are not friends, it's very hard. It's like a jigsaw puzzle trying to figure them out. But Anthony is coming up behind me now. It wasn't really a fight, but I just wanted to sort of explain how there's stressful moments all the time with dogs. It's never an easy... Oh, he's going to the toilet. That's lovely on video, isn't it, Anthony? Your first time on a YouTube video and you're straight to the toilet. Can't take him anywhere. Unfortunately, you had to see that. The rear end of Anthony. Now back into the aircon where it's hot again. The adoption board, 23 dogs we have at the moment, which is, you know, more than we should. Actually, I think we might have 22 because Billy left, but he hasn't been, oh, I might actually go and take him off the board. Oh, that's funny. He's number 1. Look at that, up at the top. Billy, number 1. He's been here the longest. He's gone. And people are always like, are you not sad that he's gone? I am a little bit. I miss him, but it means that maybe not quite yet because we're quite full and we've got a lot of puppies and stuff, but new dogs. If a dog leaves, it's freeing up a space for another sick dog, and my WhatsApp is full of sick dogs already. So that's why I'm happy when a dog leaves to a forever home, because it frees up a space. Thank you very much for watching. There's the places where dogs have been all over the world. Let me just show you our adoptions board. I love this. This is what always keeps me happy when I'm having a tough time. Looking at some of the dogs that have been adopted. I can't see them behind me, but Moritz, Brad Pitt, Taylor Swift, etc. I must do an update very soon of all the dogs that have been adopted and are on the streets, and like Shaq, and a lot of people asking about Stella. I'll also go and visit her. So thank you very much. If you've made it this far, you can like and subscribe, and hope that gave you a bit of an insight into what's happening at Happy Doggo Land this week.